see if live streaming actually works for me on Twitter. It's been a while since um, I live streamed. Oh my god, are you kidding me? It's talking about my broadcast is not available. Oh, you can't see it. There it is. Okay. And I'm trying to live stream on Twitter, so I guess I gotta go try it on another platform. This is what happens when I try to live stream on Twitter. Wow, Elon is really shadow banning me. So this is gonna be my last month actually paying for that damn check mark because it's clear, and I'm only streaming on that platform to see if it will fix it because I thought it was just a multi-stream thing. Let me see if I can get there through my picture. Okay, I can get to it through my picture. But okay, so y'all see that. This is total shadow banning. This is what he does. Oh, now, ooh, I can see myself. Okay, but last time I streamed, I was having a lot of issues. Okay, as y'all see, I'm on here, no filter. Look at my teeth. Look at this. There's nothing reshaping my face. My face is naturally oval. I don't need snap. I don't need none of that to reshape my face, okay? Like, if I use a filter, it's the normal amount of filters, like not 12, 13, whatever layers, and then 12 layers of freaking makeup. I never contoured my face. I don't get face contours. None of that bullshit that y'all been lying about. But okay, I wanted to talk about this movie, The Home, because I just watched it, and then I went on here on here to see like the reviews, what other people have been talking about, and people have been saying that the movie is not good. Like Pete, you know, he did a bad job, with the acting, not showing emotion. I think he showed a good, I think he did okay. Being a comedian, trying to take on a serious role like that, I think he did a good job. And then the storyline, I see it went over everybody's head, okay, on Reddit, because I was reading the reviews on there. It's crazy. But yeah, this movie is about foster children, how some foster children are targeted, abducted, taken to uh, taken to government organizations, from this storyline they said like children was abducted and taken to this like retirement home or whatever, or had to the government place these children there because they had to work there, make extra money, but then got abducted from there, supposedly. Okay, weird storyline. I get it, but yeah, it's I really don't want to really give too much of like how the storyline goes, because yeah, it's a little crazy, but it all comes together in the end, because like all of the people who worked at this retirement home, like they came from this foster care, this like foster home, and like everybody who worked at the retirement home actually was connected to the foster parents, and those foster parents was like pretty much trafficking those children to that retirement home to work there, and the people at that retirement home would like eventually like kidnap that foster kid, freshly released foster kid who's like 17, 18, would like abduct them and then like experiment on them on the fourth floor. So that's like how the movie goes. And then like the pharmaceuticals that they would like inject the kid them with, well, that's what they said in the beginning, would like turn them old. But then he found out in the end that they were actually draining the essence of the children from the eye, from the left eye with a needle. They would take the adrenochrome from the eye, put it in a jar, and then drink the children's essence. And then they just had them looking really old on the fourth floor. They wasn't even real elderly people. They were just the foster kids that were drained of their essence and stuff like that. Went over everybody's head on Reddit. They're saying it's a dumb movie that, isn't scary, but a lot of these foster kids are abducted, like, daily, weekly. It's really a big trafficking ring going on with the foster kids. Like, those are the easiest targets because they are a ward of the state. They don't really have anybody caring for them because their parents either gave them up or they, were taken from, unfit parents. Okay. And, they take these kids for a lot of things. There's this, the pedo rings, and then there's the organ traffic, the organ, black market, where, they are seeking the younger, the youngest, freshest organs for that, because some humanoid creatures actually feast on organs, human organs, okay? Yeah, there are cannibals out here. People want to ignore it in the U.S., but that is the reality around the world, okay? It's normal. It's the norm in Central Africa. It's the norm in the Middle East and in parts of Asia and in the South Pacific, okay? They eat human meat, okay? So, and these people that control our governments, they're into stuff like that, okay? But I want people to go check out this movie for themselves, and you guys determine if it's bad or not, because I think Pete Davidson did an okay job. Movie is really okay to me, like the storyline, especially if you know about adrenochrome, especially if you know about all, like, how these foster kids are trafficked by, gang pimps, pimps and gangs who are connected to the government, people only think it's just the immigrants, those children, which, yes, people outside the U.S. have to worry about this a lot more. But yeah, they really target the foster children because they are wards of the state. And they are being experimented on. Okay? Just like the prisoners. And yes, the elderly too. But in the beginning, it was more like a conspiracy on, he was like they were building a storyline around it being, like, this nursing home was just a bad nursing home for the elderly. They were just torturing the elderly, and he was cracking down on conspiracies on that. And, it's known that they experiment pharmaceuticals on the elderly, but in the end, it was just another plot twist where, yeah, he figured out that all those people on the fourth floor, which I guess I am, just telling the whole movie, was not just elderly people, okay? Like, it just exposed, like, how quickly, the adrenochrome can drain, like, them just using you as a source, for adrenochrome can drain you of your essence and, like, totally turn you into, like, some decrepit skeleton, pretty much, because that's what all those people look like on the fourth floor, okay? And they wasn't really old people. Like, the movie, to me, was really good. Like, the storyline had crazy twists and turns, just like Stephen King's movie, or, like, what? Like, that's my that's how I feel about this movie. It had a crazy plot twist, like how Stephen King did his movies, and then yeah, exposed a lot. Like it had a little conspiracy, like nuggets about conspiracies that's already out here. Like I just don't understand why, but of course they would try to deter people from actually watching this because hello, it blows a lot of whistle on a lot of things. And this is the only time I really have free time to do stuff like this. My baby is gone for the moment. I don't really get to live stream like this a lot. I'm trying to balance out my time so I can do this more because I want to talk about more conspiracy movies that are out here, and this is like the newest one that I just watched. But yet I think it's really good. I think Pete did a great job. Well, not the best job. He can do a little better with being surprised, when things jump out at him. Because I kind of get what some are saying. He don't have a lot of expression in his face. He always looked like he's like doped up. Sometimes he had took the Xanny right before, doing the line. I guess that's what people are saying, but the whole story itself was pretty good. I guess he needs to work on being surprised more when things jump out at him if he's going to be doing horror movies. But overall, I think it was a great movie. I want y'all to watch it. Storyline's crazy. But yeah, the foster care system is really messed up in America, and those are the kids that get snatched up the most. When you go to Walmart and see those kids on the wall, most of them do be foster kids that got snatched or went missing. And government do target the ones that are like nobody cares about. And then with the elderly too, they'll experiment medications on the elderly too. So like it actually blows the whistle on both situations. And then how these secret like people who are part of Freemasonry or all these other secret occults or secret organizations or whatever, because Freemasons, they could be using them as scapegoats because that's the easiest like secret society that you can get in, and everybody knows about this secret society. But there's 30 or 40 other more secret societies that other people don't know about. So yeah, these secret society people who are part of these secret societies, they can just come together and just do like this whole Truman Show thing around targeted people and just play these roles in their lives just to fuck with them, which I believe that's what's been going on with me in my area. Because yeah, I have a lot of like people who just I rubbed the wrong way because I probably shattered their paradigm, telling them the truth about religion, mainstream religion. Okay, a lot of Black Americans do not like to be pretty much told or made aware that their religion that they believe in comes from slavery, and the God that they serve is the God of the so-called our slave masters today. Okay, I still believe that these people own and control all of us in the American system. We are tax slaves. We're all slaves. Slavery didn't end. They just redefine terms, okay? And I think it's idiotic that some people will come into this awareness about Christianity and then convert to Islam. Like, that's not another slave religion that's enslaving Africans in Africa today. Islamic people are enslaving Africans and been enslaving Africans since, what was it, 2008 or not? Whenever Gaddafi was killed, that's when Libya, Libya. They started enslaving Africans there, wherever, Obama was behind all that. So Muslims have been enslaving Africans for a while and torturing them and stuff. But over here in the U.S., Black Americans are being convinced to convert to Islam under the NOI, under this belief that we are the originators of Islam, just like the Hebrew Israelite cult, how Black Americans believe they are the originators of Hebrew and all that. These slave-minded people, Black Americans cannot just, I guess they can't digest the fact that slavery happened to us mentally, and they used religion as a tool to subdue us through the mind, and that's how they got us, through our minds. And yeah, and they just can't break it. I mean, not even trying to find God within themselves or looking at the other indigenous spiritual beliefs. I don't like calling it religion, because the only religion out here is the Abrahamic virus that y'all call religion. That is religion. Religion is mental slavery. It's not spirituality. I don't observe it as spirituality. Okay, because it was all of these mainstream religions that the majority of the world is under was made to make everyone slaves and perpetual slaves to the Zionist or the Jesuit system that we live under. And I've been exposing this for 10 years, but, people are mad at me because I am kind of, fatigued of all of this. I'm worn out. I don't want to make videos doing this no more, because I have 10 plus years of videos backlog of me exposing celebrities, exposing the system, exposing politics, the dual system, polarized system, how the Masons make everybody polarized, black and white, that's their thing, checkerboard, black and white, that's their whole theme, So they make everybody see everything in black and white. Most racist people are seeing everything in black and white. They don't see middle in anything. They only see this way or that way. If you don't go with this way, then you're just evil, okay? And you're demonic or whatever, But in reality, most of these Christians are ignorant, and they're willingly ignorant, and they choose to be ignorant because they're afraid to research, because they believe they'll go to hell if they actually start reading the Bible, reading it, the Quran for themselves, studying it. And it shouldn't take you that long, because it only took me about a year to really actually deeply immerse myself into the Bible and the Torah and the Quran and all that bull to realize that I was worshiping Satan. It didn't take me that long, and it really shouldn't take you that long. It really shouldn't take many people that long. But most people are cracked mentally. Most people don't have a fully developed frontal lobe. So, yeah. And, oh wow, let me see if this is even streaming. Okay. It said my mic was muted, but it was unmuted. It had no signal, but okay. I hope y'all can hear me. But, yeah. I broke free from my religious programming a long time ago, and these Zionists have no control over my mind. Yes, I know these actors are what they are, but okay, they're giving you some predictive programming here. I don't care what, their background is. They're telling you what the fuck they're doing in this movie, and y'all should check it out. Okay, I'm fully aware of who these actors are, and why should I blame people who come from that, who actually, you know, started seeing that religion for what it is and actually broke away from that too, because there are, you know, so far Jewish people who see the religion for what it is and broke free and, you know, chose to convert to something else or, you know, be atheist. And, you know, I give the benefit of the doubt to everybody who was born under these three parasitic religions. Because, I mean, I broke free from Christianity, so why can't I believe that people who were born under Islam and Judaism can't break free from it also? Because these religions is the main tool of the divide and conquer of all races too, because they program us all under this bullshit. And I've been trying to expose that. People just don't understand me. Everything flies right over their heads when I say stuff on Twitter, when I say stuff on Facebook, and I just don't have the energy for it. And right now, this video took up too much time right now. I guess I'm too long-winded. You know, I jumped the subject to the religion part because that's what I mainly been on for the past few months on my Twitter, because I had motherfuckers come at me because I want to show off this hot body. This body right here pushed out 2 babies. I never had a weight issue problem. The biggest I ever got was maybe touching maybe 200, and that's postpartum. Okay, and all that shut it off like butter within a year of fasting, because I have self-control, and I did that both times that I had my baby, and I'm not supposed to show it off. I'm not supposed to celebrate my body and my good genetics, because I never got fat and obese like most of the people in my community. But yeah, right now everybody in my community is celebrating obesity and believe that is their culture, because they believe African culture is everybody's culture, and they're saying, you know, worshiping obese women is an African thing. Okay, only like what 13% of Africans do that. That's just only a small tribal thing in Central Africa. Like, all Africans didn't do that shit. And I'm just not trying to boost up Africans or nothing, because, you know, not my culture, but I did study their culture to know enough that every African do not worship obesity. And then they brainwash Black Americans to do that and worship the butt. Because that's not something we were doing post 1980 or 1985, 90, whatever. I don't know. I wasn't born then, but I did a lot of research. You know, you get called all types of shit if you research or read for yourself outside of, you know, a college course or going to school. If you do extracurricular reading, you're called all types of shit. I was called nerd. I have reading glasses. I have glasses I have to use. Actually, it's not just reading glasses. It's glasses I have to use to drive and everything. I had braces growing up, you know, but still, that didn't stop people from making up lies about me being a freak when I was a virgin. I don't know why, but I understand that's what they do to hot women, beautiful women, girls. And even back then, I had haters that made up lies about me back then in high school that made life for me hard. You know, I was always targeted spiritually, and yeah, by people around me, because I mean, back then I didn't have the voice to speak. There was really no reason for people to fuck with me. I stayed out the way, but motherfuckers, for some reason, I still stole the spotlight for chicks to mess with me because their dude had a crush on me or whatever, saying all types of stuff, which I talked about that on my Twitter, on my TikTok. I'll be making more TikTok videos about my experience down here in Alabama, growing up, you know. I guess I'm not supposed to look this good as a brown-skinned girl. I don't know. But hey, you know, whatever. And, you know, I can't move freely as a hot woman because, you know, you're called a whore for doing anything. You know, I didn't grow up getting to wear these short shorts, but oh, now that I'm grown and mature, motherfuckers still want to come at me. It's weird. And I'm freeing myself from some weird shit I can't. What? I'm tired. Like, I'm just gonna expose, like, the lid off of all this bullshit. And most of these conservatives are real deal pedos because, I mean, their religion makes them that way. Okay? It makes them hate mature women. Okay? Like, they really on Twitter trying to convince the world that 30-year-old women look like 60-year-old women. When most of the women in the media, like most of the celebrities that y'all worship, these rappers, Meg Stallion, Cardi B, Sexy Red, they're all touching 30. Sexy Red only got two more years, 3 more years. Gorilla, three more years till they're at 30's door. And then, like I said, Meg Stallion, Cardi B, Sukiyama, the whatever, Suki Good Coochie, whatever. She's about 36, but they're trying to convince young women that your life is over once you go past 25. Like, okay, so how, when you're a beautiful woman from the working class and you only got this short time limit that they're giving you, like, what? How? Oh my God. Yeah, this is the most misogynistic system that we live under, and they just want us to just shut up. And I just noticed, like, that's what they did with the feminist movement, which I noticed, like, the feminist movement kind of got perverted in a way because they let the trans take full control of that. But learning the history of what women went through, that movement needs to be here. And it needs to stay here. And women need to stand up for themselves and speak out. And, you know, they say I'm not a true girl's girl because I'm not supporting the obesity movement or, you know, the Lizzo movement. But that was created to destroy us as women. Okay, I remember when they started that in 2019. I remember when Lizzo came out as the industry plant they are in 2019. And I was exposing the fuck out of Lizzo. And there's videos of me exposing Lizzo on Rumble and Odyssey. I can pull all that back up and re-upload that on Twitter for y'all. Old videos of me popping on here, you know, lower quality webcam though, because I was using a laptop webcam. It was an older laptop. But I was making these videos back then, exposing the fuck out of Lizzo and exposing how evil the bitch was, okay? And now she's acting like she don't know you fat hoes. She losing the weight off with the what they call that shit? Ozempic. Stabbing herself in the stomach with Ozempic, getting the results now that she wanted 5 years ago doing the vegan shit, but she didn't have the discipline to stop eating 4,000 calorie meals, okay? And yeah, you have to have a lot of money to eat that much, okay? And then feed yourself and then feed other, like, human beings, you know, children. Unfortunately, I've never been able to eat myself to that size. And, you know, yeah. So, yeah, that's what makes me invisible in the black community, because I, you know, don't overindulge and, you know, eat myself into obesity. So, I mean, whatever. I don't give a fuck if cokeheads do not find me attractive. I do not want a fucking cokehead, because those are the only motherfuckers that are going after these obese bitches or drug addict niggas or, drug dealers. And I'm okay. Okay. I don't need cocaine to be a fucking fun person. Um, and motherfuckers just don't realize that. I guess, that's why I never was invited to like those parties, those late night, because I never did the retarded shit that motherfuckers out here put some white shit to my nose or put some shit in my arms. Okay? Like, what the fuck? Okay? Like, motherfuckers love to make up lies about me because I went through all these phases with my spirituality and didn't break. Okay? Like, motherfuckers out here bumming on the streets. Okay? Like that bitch I exposed. And I didn't get enough time to truly expose her because she went on my page and did some crazy shit. Okay? And yeah, she did a lot of crazy ass shit. It was a third video I wanted to make, but like I was making that off my phone, and I don't really have all the space to be doing that. Like these videos, I don't get paid for. I don't like if y'all donated to me like y'all donate to these agents, I would have a lot of time to be on here, but I don't. I don't have the time, and I have a life. I have a domestic partner that I've been with for 7 years. Okay, motherfuckers. On and off, So I have a lot of duties that I have to do, responsibilities. I gotta keep this place clean, gotta take care of my babies. I don't got time to be fucking around with y'all. I don't have a nanny like Candace Owens. She's married to a billionaire, Zionist, Jesuit, descendant of slave owners, Mr. Farmer, Lord Farmer. You can dig on Candace's background and see how she was funded. The marriage that she had was weird. Oh, they met and then married in 12 days. And then she got married with this struggle ponytail to a billionaire. I'm saying, okay, she could have did her hair naturally in a bun. My mom did her hair naturally in a freaking bun with the little pearls. She that shit looks so cheap and sad. It's like she hopped on the first and only opportunity she got out of these old men that she used to like, bop on. Because before Mr. Farmer, she was sugar babying, and there's a trail of her sugar babying with these old politician men. And then she met Mr. Farmer, got married in 12 days, and then started this whole Republican debating thing got bigger. He helped with her image of being this, Republican politician. We see, she's gonna be this politician we see today, okay? Because she's going into politics, okay? Whether she's going to be a Republican or independent, she's going into politics. I already predicted that she might even run for president on my YouTube channel, okay? They're prepping Candace for this role, okay? Just to put us back into slavery, really. Religious slavery, okay? Because most women believe that they're supposed to serve a man and not get educated, because that's what Candace want, women to believe. Like, don't get educated, go get, married off at 12. Like, your father should have you as like some backup property or like currency to where he can sell you off in marriage, and get some type of monetary gain from selling you off in marriage at 12 years old instead of sending you off to college, okay? That is the reality, the utopia Candace wants, because religiously that is what all women is made to do. It's just to be a helpmate and servant to a man. You're not supposed to be educated, okay? I don't support that in any way, okay? I believe women should be educated and should be able to choose either or, one or the other, But it should be understood if you're coming from the working class, or even middle class. You got to choose one or the other, because they got it to where, yes, as a career woman, you have to work. You have to work 8 to 12 hours a day, and that is too many hours to actually balance, family life if you're working the whole consecutive five 5 days, 5 days a week, with the 2 off days. Um, Realistically, a woman who wants to be a full career woman, in my opinion, shouldn't have kids, because kids actually do take up all of your time if you're a parent, if you're a real parent. And I'm telling you that Candace Owens is not a real parent. She's not a full-time parent. She has a nanny. Full-time parents don't have nannies. And then she has a production team that help her stay on point. And then they actually chop up and edit the videos for her and then play it as a preview, or what they call it, not preview, but premiere, I'm sorry. They play it as a premiere. Make sure my mic is turned all the way up. It is. Just don't look like it. Testing. Okay, I don't want to be too loud. But yeah, she plays it as a premiere and then say it's live. When they edit everything for Candace. Candace got to have a makeup artist. That's how retarded she is. She can't even do her own makeup to make herself look good. Okay? But, okay, she comes out with her overpressed, burnt hair and a full contour beat to make her features look okay on camera. And y'all go with it. I've never contoured my face. As y'all can see, y'all see all my fucking flaws. I'm not on here with a fucking filter. I never had to come on here with a filter. I put on lashes now. I've only been wearing lashes for a year. It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem for a mature woman to experiment and play with different things, And, I came here natural. I came here like this, and it's just a problem. And I just don't give a fuck about male opinions anymore. And that's a problem. I don't think I ever should have cared about male opinions or emotions or feelings at this point. And that's where I'm at in my life. Because men are, most of y'all. Most, not all, most are full of shit. And I'm saying that off of the fact that most are religious and then try to control women with their religious views. And another thing, religion is not spirituality. You're not free. You're not a free thinker. You are a slave. Most men are working class men are slaves that inspire to be slave masters over their family, over the wives, over the children. Most men do not respect women, see us all the same, and they hate you whether you're good or bad. That's what I've learned, because I played both ends of the spectrum here. And I explained this. Actually, I'm going to make more videos on TikTok about my upbringing in Alabama, being groomed as a teen. My first love, how that went, where that went, And, that didn't break my heart. I kept going. And then I became very spiritual, very religious, because, during my spiritual awakening, I had to go deep within the religions to understand it. So, yes, I can tell y'all all about my journey. I will do that on TikTok, though, not here, not on this video. I wasn't even trying to make it that long. But I'm going to explain to y'all why I'm targeted, why I believe I'm targeted. I have videos about targeted individuals, gang stalking, how these occultists love to target certain people who know a lot or who have the DNA to tap in to know about what's going on out here. Some of y'all have the DNA but haven't got to my level. Okay? They don't want me to get that much reach to help others get to this level of awareness. They shadow ban us real truthers, us real seers, and then prop up dense, empty, weird test tube babies like Candace Owens, and say they're truthers and they're shedding light. When they're actually just keeping you mentally slaves under the Jesuit order, because that's what Candace doing, making you believe that the purest form of Christianity is Catholicism, when isn't the story about America, about the pilgrims and all them trying to flee away from the oppression of the Roman Catholic Church and taxes and all that? Isn't that the story? Isn't that part? Whatever. But that's what they got everybody convinced. They believe that true enlightenment and truth is staying under the Christian doctrine. And that's the only way that you can get morality, is under the Christian doctrine or under, Islam. Not actually having a conscience or soul, which I know a lot of people out here are void of that, because a lot of y'all are hybrid clone beings out here who, whose bloodline only goes back maybe 3 or 4 generations. Some of y'all are not even real, like, humans. Like, that's how I see. Like, and it don't have it's nothing about skin color with me. I know this is in almost every race, because every race has been so-called clone gene spliced. And that's what I get when I see some of these celebrities that have that weird eye spacing that go all the way out here. Some of these so-called females, because it's not normal. Okay, it's not normal for a female to have that. That is actually a male attribute. But I notice a lot of Nigerian women so-called have that. So I'm like, maybe some of these Black American celebrities that they're pushing off on us are actually of, like, real African of descent, African American, not like Black Americans that been here thousands of years. But, and yeah, you can't throw away the term African American anymore, because we've been allowing Africans to come here since 1960s. The civil rights also opened up this Immigration Act, the Immigration Act of 1965, that brought over a lot of the Black immigrants that came here. So we have brought a lot of African Americans, but really should not be confused with the pure indigenous here in backwoods Alabama, Mississippi, and some parts of Georgia, because I know Georgia isn't fully flooded of Africans, but Atlanta is an African hub full of Ethiopians and what's another one? Nigerians, Kenyans, motherfuckers from Ghana. They're all flooding here, and learning how to be Black through the HBCUs. That's what the HBCUs are used for, okay? And they join these societies, secret societies, and all that, okay? And gatekeep the fuck out of real Black Americans from knowing the truth of who they are, ever knowing the truth of who they are. That's what they come here for. That's their whole thing. That's what I see. Because Africans come here more indoctrinated, like, with religion. Like, studying Africans, they're way more religious than Black Americans. Okay? Way more religious, Except for the small pockets in Central Africa, which they do blood magic, like blood sacrifice of animals, babies, all types of that, like, and cannibalism, all their type of dark magic. Yes, some do that, but the majority of Africa has been chopped up, divided. There's a lot of Africans that are Christian, way more Christian than Black American. The whole African spirituality thing that was created by Black Americans who were brainwashed into Pan Africanism, and they coined it African or spirituality, which is not. Like, they just blended a lot of the Native American um, spiritual culture with the herbal healing practices, because hello, all of the healing herbs pretty much are found here in America or Europe. You don't find medicinal herbs in Africa, so it's not their thing, okay? Herbal magic is not their thing. They get their magic from parasiting off of others, using blood of certain individuals, and pure beings killing babies, animals, and stuff like that. There's different types of magic, but simple minds cannot wrap their minds about the fact that there are supposed to be light workers out here combating against these dark workers that do blood magic. But everybody, all the light workers are scared out of using their magic. All, doing light work to combat these people, because, religious people believe that all magic is bad. I've never had it in me to do dark shit. But people believe, because I enjoy the color black now, I'm doing all types of wicked stuff, and because I'm not on my knees praying to a God that hates me and my design, yeah, I'm doing wicked dark stuff because I found the God within myself and I love myself. I'm not going to admire anything that tells me to hate myself. And I'm not going to acknowledge or uphold and I've studied the Christian doctrine, the Christian religion, enough to know it's not for indigenous people, okay? Because I know they say black-skinned people come from Ham, okay? And they say all black-skinned people are Africans, and and they're all descendants of Ham. But to keep us locked in, they put these little contradicting descriptions of, the Christ and, God, what Moses saw in the burning bush, They keep blacks in there because it said that, the characters had woolly hair, dark skin, but Black Americans don't do enough research of the people in the Middle East to know that the people over there look like that. They're dark. They can get dark, and they can get darker than me. And they have the hair and the people description of the Bible, but for some reason, Black Americans see that within themselves and want to stay stuck within that. And that's how the Zionists still control them mentally. And then it just keeps them wanting to stay poor and retarded. Okay? And hating women and being musty and dusty. That is what that cult do. And I was in that cult for a year, and they wanted me to be Mother Mary and produce the Christ seed and all that. That happened to me when I was in that cult. I exposed that, but I gotta get back on here and expose Hebrew Israelitism again, okay? And this is why I'm disgusted by religion in itself, because it can be used as a tool to seduce young, naive girls who don't, frontal lobe is still kind of developing, okay? And yes, guys have made cults out of the Bible and the Torah, like, hundreds of times already. They use the Bible to make cults, sex cults, and that's what the Christian church really is a sex cult. It's been like that, especially when shit wasn't going on around here. We didn't have any sources of entertainment. For our grandparents and great-grandparents, the Christian church was a sex cult, and still is. People who ain't got shit going on for themselves, they just go there and try to find people to talk about. They go there for mess and drama, really not to save their souls. It's not really for Jesus. At least that's my experience with the black church growing up. But they say that with Christianity you find morality, when most of the people who are Christians today are not moral. They're horrible people. Most Christians that I come across here in Alabama are horrible. They are judgmental when they're not supposed to be judging. I'm supposed to be judging more than you guys, but I get shamed. I get targeted, tormented. Y'all want to troll me for just speaking the truth as I see it. Yeah. But yeah, I guess I'm going to re-upload this on my other platforms because I was only able to stream here on Twitter. That's all I really wanted to talk about was this movie. And then, bring up the previous video I posted on YouTube just to explain again why I went on that motherfucker. Because people are really trying to say I'm like that fiend at the gas station right now, trying to convince motherfuckers to be Hebrew Israelite. Like, I've been exposing religion for almost 10 years now. I am not Hebrew Israelite. I do not respect any woman who's a Hebrew Israelite, nor do I respect women who are Islamic. Y'all should fuck off and stop trying to hold me to your religious standards, because I'm not a slave like you bitches. I don't hate myself like you bitches. And y'all can get the fuck off my shit. Okay? I actually know the truth, and I like staying free. I like being free thinking, and I love being free spirited. I wasn't allowed to be free growing up, and I want to be free today. So y'all can fuck off. And that's my message to any religious bitch who's mad about me showing off this sexy body, my sexy, natural, slim waist. I never had to inject no fucking bullshit in my stomach. I never had to go get, Sonabella. I never had to go get fat sucked out of anywhere. I don't have that obesity problem. And I'm in the most retarded state where they have stupid laws on fucking herbs. Less than 3 weeks ago, they made having hemp in your possession a felony charge. And I'm not supposed to expose this state for the backwards. I believe the elites actually use Alabama for a lot of psychological experiments. Like on my TikTok, on my conspiracy TikTok, I had a video where they tried to ban the New World Order. There's a law in our law book that's supposed to ban the New World Order, but it don't seem like it's banned here because they do a lot of psychological operations here on the people. And to keep control is to keep how they mainly keep people under control is the religion, okay, and making people believe the only way you can be a good person is being a fake ass Christian or a misogynistic Muslim. Like, it's crazy, and I'm tired. I'm tired of this bullshit. Like, I know some people won't be able to digest what I'm saying because, I use some swear words or whatever, but whatever, man. I'm passionate about this, and no, using swear words do not make you less intelligent. Okay, intelligent, yeah, okay, you can say I'm using filler words, whatever. I am actually upset. Okay, so I feel like those words are appropriate because I'm really disappointed in humanity. Okay, because everybody really did choose slavery. If they actually got up and voted for this, what we got going on now. Okay, with our president showing their true colors, people still want to ignore the obvious that he always been a puppet just like Biden. Okay, I've been exposing the left since I woke, since I came into enlightenment 2015, around that time. I was exposing Obama. Been exposing Obama. I gave both sides equal treatment and exposure. But when you're exposing one side, these low IQ apes that I interact with on these apps will just assume I'm team left because I'm going against the right. When both sides have been evil, satanic, and deceiving the masses for hundreds of years now. And been doing dark shit with these children, foster children and immigrant children, having their way with them. And there's nothing we can do about it because the government really is showing that women have no power now. We voted away our power for the safety of, being up under a man. We voted away our power. So there's that. We can't, soon I won't be able to, do anything really freely anymore. So I'm just going to be posting pictures. I want to post pictures. I want everybody to remember how sexy I am in my 20s. So yeah, I'm going to show off my body because, hey, fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about your God. Your God already hates me. I'm damned. I was damned from birth because of my skin color. So fuck you. Fuck Yahweh. Fuck Allah. Okay? Who Muslims are enslaving Africans. So people who look African are slaves to, these people who, believe they descend from Ishmael of the Bible, okay? Alright, that's what Muslims believe. These Muslims believe all this shit to the heart because they believe that there's blood ties to this fairy tale bullshit, and they're all fucking hybrid clones that only been here for like maybe 4 generations, okay? Like, there was a great reset that happened, like, before this one that we're going through right now, okay? Multiple great resets has happened, and they've been planting fake humans here, okay? Of all colors, with all this animal DNA, so they can't tap in to source within them because of this, because they're fake humans. And you can see it in their face, in their bone structure. Their face do not have symmetry, like, whatsoever. But they tell you not to judge a book by its cover so they can manipulate you and fuck with you. Like, most people who don't judge books by the cover, you typically are the ones that get snatched up or murdered. I judge books by their cover, just like you Christians judge. I have no reason not to judge because it's not against my spiritual beliefs. But y'all constantly judge that what you don't understand, okay? So, and yeah, I'm not gonna change for anybody. I'm not gonna freaking, sometimes I wear red, or I'll wear wear some different lip color, but right now I feel like wearing black. And nobody's gonna stop me from wearing black. I like wearing black sometimes. And then I got my Ozzy Osbourne shirt, just showing respect. Okay, yeah, he's Prince of Darkness, whatever. Does not mean I, worship the same thing he worshipped or whatever. But hey, I mean, even the Satanist is doing better than, Christians. And Christians, yeah, y'all are worshiping the same things, the same damn thing as the Satanists, but y'all are ignorant of what you're worshiping, Really. If you want to get deep into it, if you really want to go into it, all of y'all are Satan worshipers. Islamic people, freaking Christians, Jews. I mean, because y'all are all worshiping the one God of the Jew, because, descendants, his children, Ishmael comes from Abraham, right? Okay. The God of Abraham is the God of Jews. Okay, so y'all all worship the same God. It's just all split up in 3 different sectors. 2 for the Goyim, 1 for the main character people, which is the Jews, okay? On this, world stage that we live on, all right? Y'all all worship Satan, but y'all are afraid of me because I'm a free woman wanting to do what I want, which is not harming other humans, but since I want to move freely, get away from toxic people, toxic men, okay? I give my all in a relationship, it don't work out. Guy get abusive. Guy shows sign of cheating. I'm not supposed to have the ability to leave. That is what religious men are saying on Twitter. And honestly, after observing all of these Christian men on Twitter, I understand now it wasn't Christian men who upped the age of consent in the U.S. in most of these states to be 18. It was mainly, more than likely, atheists that did it, okay? I believe atheists and maybe even pure Satanists care more about kids than the fucking religious, okay? Because if you look into who's really touching, who's really violating children, you'll pull up a lot of pastors, you'll pull up a lot of priests, you'll see it's a lot of fuckery that goes on in the church because the church is a sex cult. It's a pagan sex cult. And most parasitic men can turn that Bible into a fucking sex cult. If he builds up the confidence enough, he can get that Bible and turn the people around him, the women, make the women worship him and develop a sex cult, just like Nature Boy, just like what's his name, Jim Jones or whatever, and what's the other one? The People's Temple or something. The cult in Africa that happened. They came from California and moved to Africa. I guess that is Jim Jones. I don't know. I got my cults mixed up. I've been watching documentaries about these cults, and they always use the Bible as a tool to get women under their belt. The Bible or Torah and Quran, because, the NOI is a huge cult. And I exposed it on YouTube. I have plenty of videos, but motherfuckers don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it from a real free spirit, free thinker. No, you want to hear the truth from a religious motherfucker. You're not going to get the truth from them. You're not going to get the full picture from someone who's still under religious programming, because they can't see it. Okay, Candace is just a puppet, a face for her husband. As soon as she get all the power stripped away from women, Then he's gonna tell Candace she can go sit back at home and retire, and he's gonna take over the show. That's really his whole plan and agenda. But Candace is just a face. She reads the scripts that he typed for her. I mean, she's the best helpmate. Slave. She signed up for the job. Within 12 days, he gave her the best offer. Okay, probably with the prenup. But she probably don't even get a good allowance outside of her makeup artist. And little wardrobe. He probably put some money in that wardrobe so she can get on camera and just deliver the message that he wants her to deliver. Because his whole thing is to keep the Jesuit order like strong. He's a foot soldier for the Jesuit order. Like all Freemasons are foot soldiers for the Jesuit order, and he's a Freemason. Okay, his father's a Freemason. Okay, they're all Masons of the Scottish Rite. Okay, don't get it confused with Prince Hall, because I don't just go after the Prince Hall Masons. That's just the blacks. Okay, the Scottish Rite is the white Freemasons. The UK. Okay, so yes, they all work together to deceive and to keep us down. And, suppress the divine feminine. Women who pretty much express the the attributes, the spiritual attributes of the divine feminine. We are suppressed and gatekept by these Masons and descendants of Masons. That's why I try to stay the fuck away from them, because they hate my being. They hate women like me. Okay? Women who can think. Women who can see through them. It's no fun being with a woman like me. That's why I'm not made for guys like that. They need empty shell women. That's why they go overseas to get a woman who can't understand the language. Don't know shit. Told that her only means of existence is to serve a man and just be an incubator. They go overseas, get them, bring them back over here just to do the slave work at home so they can go out and cheat on the women that they say they hate the most. They cheat with the free women, spend money on their content, whatever. And then, go on the back end, get on troll pages, talk shit about them, still, because I see it all, and I don't want no parts of it. Like, I really hate how these religious men think, and I'm not touching a religious man. Like, wherever I go, whoever I date next is not, I'm making sure they're not religious. Like, they have to be a free thinker. Like, they have to have a higher IQ than 85, okay? And I know that's hard to find within my community, but yeah. It's really dangerous dating, within my community, because they really, are comfortable being slave-minded individuals. They're not individuals, they're actually hive-minded creatures. I can't use the term individual when I'm talking about African American, because they're hive. Okay? They're hive. Okay? And if you're not a part of that hive, you're shamed. Which I've been like that all my life. Never fit in and never wanted to fit in. Always was ahead of the wave of everything. And, I never do too much on anything. This is my fashion. It's always been my thing, wearing black. Always been alt. And now I know alt is cool now because we got all these NPCs making it cool. They do all the extra stuff, over glamorizing. When alt really wasn't about being the center of attention, being emo. It was never about that. Okay, we expressed Just how we felt with our clothing, wearing dark, to express how we're feeling. Okay, emotional, sad, whatever, because, hate the world and the direction the world is going. So we express that in our clothing. You don't have to go too overboard with it, and I never really tattooed my body, because I don't hate myself that much. You don't have to tattoo your body to be alt. All right. I did do the piercing things. I did get my Moreau ring, lip ring, when I was like 15 or 16. But I got it taken out because I realized it was just stupid, and it did make me look trashy. And, kept the earrings because this is what I got when I was a baby. I didn't have any other choice, but outside of that, I didn't really go for tattoos. And then, like, learning about the ink, I'm definitely not getting tattoos now because I know how toxic the shit is. And you're destroying your mitochondria. And people don't care about their mitochondria cells. I love my mitochondria cells, so never getting a tattoo because it actually blocks your ability to detox properly. And I want to detox out of all of my cells. I want to use all of my pores for detoxification. Okay. And people think because I come on here my best, because I want to come here my best, that I'm just always in a full face of makeup. No, I'm not. I go outside with no makeup all the time. I don't have to hide nothing. I detoxed. I cleaned up my body. My skin used to be so horrible 10 years ago. And they want everybody to be convinced that teen girls are in their prime. Once you're in 25, 30, you're out of your prime. Are you kidding me? I just got my hips 2 years ago, and I'm not allowed to show it off. I got my hips naturally. I waited, unlike these motherfuckers who get their BBLs at 18, 19. I waited for my body to fully mature, and it's not even done. This is not even my final form, but motherfuckers really out here got people convinced that you're in your prime at 16 when I was really nasty looking at 16. And then I spiraled into like smoking cigarettes that made my skin look worse. And I'm happy I got out of that habit. I don't smoke cigarettes. I haven't touched a cigarette in almost 10 years. And I'm not supposed to celebrate my accomplishments and how good I look and how better I am than all you bitch ass people out here, because oh my god, your God don't like the feminine form. Bitch, fuck you. Fuck all of you people. And I'm showing off my body. I was raised in the most strictest religious state, and we're going back under religious programming. Fuck you. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do. Okay, and when I feel like taking sexy photos, I might post one. And if you want to see more, you have to pay me. Okay? And it's not no fucking $5. Not no fucking $10. Since y'all want to say selling pictures and videos is prostitution, pay me fucking $50 for pictures. Okay, I'm gonna end this live stream. Sorry. Yeah. That's my partner. Alright. And yeah, my man, okay? And yeah, gotta use that as a value because, having a man around is supposed to make you better, whatever. Oh, yes, getting married and all that, yeah, whatever, okay? Motherfuckers don't believe that I have a man because I speak the fucking truth about the majority of men. And motherfuckers believe that I don't have a father in my life because I speak the truth about men. My fucking father's a heart. I love him. I have a relationship with him. Talked to him on the phone yesterday. But I know how he was with my stepmom and how he is on women and how he was with my mom. So why can't I expose trash men if we know trash men are out here? Y'all been talking about women. When it's our turn to talk about y'all want to shut us up and just y'all say it's all women but not all men. And we got to care about your feelings when y'all don't give a fuck about our feelings. And I was a good girl. I was a good girl and did everything by the book, went hard into religion, and that still didn't get me no praise, being a fucking pick-me, religious pick-me. The fuck? I was good, and now I'm on this spectrum because I see that was a waste of my time. Like, mm-mm. But I'm in this because, yeah, I got other shit I gotta do. I'm gonna re-upload this, and I'm gonna come on here live later. I just wanted to point out this movie, The Home. I want y'all to go check it out. Yeah, it really blows the lid off a lot of things. Pete Davidson did an okay job when they saying he did a bad job acting, whatever. It's a lot of yeah, a lot of critics are on them because their background or whatever. But you know how I am about religion. I give people the benefit of the doubt. Everybody under these three sectors can break free from their religious programming. So I'm not just going to say that all Jews are bad or all Muslims are bad. If you broke free from your programming, you see the way I see it. I know you're not. Okay? You're a pure soul that actually can see. Okay? And it can come out of any sector of these religions. Okay? The main thing is we need to all wake up and see that these religions is mainly how they control us. That's their main tool of control, is these three religions. And if we can break free from these break free from these mental programmings, these three different, under these three different doctrines. It's not really, then, we can all come together really and see the full picture, okay? That's really how I see it. Like, we all need to denounce, our, religious programming, because that's a lot of people use these religions as, like, their personality. Like, they are actually make it their whole personality because they believe they have blood ties. Like, if most Islamics and most Jews and Christians just drop that shit, I think we all can come together as humanity, but we're always going to be bickering and fighting and divided, believing these lies under the Abrahamic religion. Okay, it's all bullshit, and y'all are all worshiping Satan. Like, I don't even know how many times I have to say this. Like, I made over, altogether, I made over 800 videos. Like, going to my Odyssey, going to my BitChute, my BitChute and my Odyssey got all of my videos from my old YouTube channel. Okay, and my new YouTube channel, I got over 400 videos, and these are freshly new videos on my new YouTube channel. I've been saying the same thing for almost 10 years. Okay? And I'm not old. I've been on this since I've been 16 years old. Okay? Knowing. So, yeah. It's just motherfuckers are surprised that I know so much and I look like this. Like, I'm not supposed to look like this. I'm not supposed to be this young because, there's so many old bitches that's been used and abused by men and they don't figure it out until they're 50 or something. And some don't even figure it out. But, me figuring it out in my 20s, yeah, something gotta be wrong with me. I gotta be schizo or something. I don't know. That's what motherfuckers want to throw on you when you can see through them. Throw a fucking mental disorder on you. Whatever. That's what they love to do. Nothing I'm saying is wrong. And they're really trying to hush up feminists when, if it wasn't for feminists, Candace Owens wouldn't be able to do what she's doing today. Women out here wouldn't be able to do the whole part-time mother thing they do and work a career and then go home to their kids. Like, wasn't for feminists, you wouldn't have that. It wasn't for feminists and atheists, kids in the U.S. would still be getting married at fucking 13, 14, 12. I guess that's what conservatives want. They want the 12-year-olds. And that needs to be exposed. Conservatives want the 12-year-olds. They want to have the child marriage. Guys, deep down inside, do want prepubescent and teen girls. It needs to be known. That's why Alabama is the way it is. This is pedo central here. The Bible Belt. So it needs to be blown. Like, this needs to be blown. The lid needs to be blown off of this, okay? Like, we have the lowest age of consent, but want to say this is the most holiest state, you know, and they want to keep the laws on this herb crazy. Like, why is being caught with hemp a felony charge? Like, they're not going to catch me with none of this bullshit. They can pull me over, they can harass me, whatever. That's all they're going to do anyway. That's what they've been doing. That's what they did before they eased up on the laws, and I know they're going to do that again. That's why I'm going to keep the cameras on me. That's what they do here. They love the gang stalk, and yes, now they have an excuse to harass brown people. Hemp. And yes, there need to be more people speaking out on Alabama and how backwards things is, how backwards the people here are, and how people actually vote against their, their best interests due to religious beliefs. That's all people have been doing around here. But I'm going to end this. I'm sorry. I've been going way too long, and I'm really upset because I only wanted this to be like a 30-minute thing, but I had to explain myself on some previous videos. I have not been able to do this. I have not been able to find time to do this, and I have time today. So I'm going to come back on here later if I can. I want to stream on Kick, and I want to stream on the other gaming platform. Twitch and Kick, and then I'm going to stream on Facebook maybe a little bit. So y'all will see me later. Thanks for watching.